So we start our class now. Let's take a look. Okay, we have already finished the introductions, talk about the learning attitude. And from the video clip, we know the benefit of meditations. From there, we know the conditions. It's about self-restraint. And we understand that we are in the right livelihood, which is the adequacy of a requisite. Once we join the one-day retreat, or even longer, we must look for a leisure and quiet place, stop outer courses and business, and close to the Kayana Mitata, which is our good friend. And we have already go through that condemned desire and abandoned hindrances, which is our inner problem, a psychological inner problem. Well, basically, Buddhism, we couldn't call it psychological, but we call it as defilement, okay? A deeply rooted defilement, okay? And then and now we are in the practice, okay? Once we talk about, before we practice, we understand we have a different type of breath, and we already finished different type. So today, we expect to finish the samatha, vipassana, meditation in daily life, and probably we are able to cover development of favorable consciousness. Okay, so this is our today's syllabus. So let's go. Okay, so in our previous lesson, okay, we understand that there is a four type of breath, which is the wind, gust, breath, and also the breath. One is a chi, one is a si. Then from the si, we understand that there is the breathing by nose, abdominal breathing, womb-like breathing, and tortoise-like breathing. And we are using, and we were watching the video clip, which is from Lama Kudro, and he demonstrated tortoise-like breathing, and which is how to say, which is astounding. Okay, now so in the previous class, okay, this is where we are. Okay, now we go to the grasp your meditation object. We go back to our lesson number 1. We have already finished the counting. Okay, class, if you remember, we've already finished the counting, and some of you are doing counting, but some of you is doing the long and short breath. Now we go through the theory. Please, can you please write it out? Okay, if you are able. Are you using, please write it out, okay?
Okay, long and short breath. Can you hear me? Okay, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
If you are able to do so, then you should give up counting and proceed to the next stage. If you are breathing in a long breath, you know that it is a long in breath, or breathing out a long breath. You know that it is a long out breath. Similarly, if you are breathing in a short breath, you know that it is a short in breath, or breathing out a short breath, you know that it is a short out breath. What is a long or short here? It is the duration of time. If it takes a long time to breathe, then it is a long breath. And if it takes a short time to breathe, then it is a short breath. Breathe normally and do not try to make the breath long or short. Do not mentally label as long or short. However, if you must use mental labeling, then only labels such as in breath, out breath, or breathing in, breathing out. Only be aware of the breath being long or short. but concentration must still be on the breath that is touching the nostril or upper lips. Do not follow the breath inside the body or outside the body. If the meditator follows the breath inside or outside of the body, he will not be able to perfect his concentration. Therefore, it is better to concentrate like this on the breath, which is touching the nostril, upper lips, for 1 or 2 or 3 hours. However, for those who can concentrate calmly like this, and yet no nimitta appears, then they should proceed to the next stage.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, please highlight the point. Okay. So using from this onwards, it is quite related to you. Just be cautious. See which part is. I mean, something you should focus on. Okay. Please thumb up by Zoom if you finish highlighting. Okay, thank you so much. Let's take a look. Okay, now we talk about the long and the short breath. Class, if you remember in our first lessons, okay, you were request to observe the breath without doing any counting, right? Okay, that is the long and short breath. If let's say you can meditate well with the long and short breath, it is not necessary to do the counting breath. Breath counting is a downgraded way. But if let's say, by just solely observing the long and short breath, you are unable to focus, counting breath is recommended by Visuddhimagga. Okay, so what does it mean long and short breath? So, in the simple way, long and short breath meaning to say that, let's take a look. Well, basically, okay, this is our breath. We are just focused on the upper part of the nose, on the upper part of the mouth and lower part of the nostril. In Chinese, we call it as ren zhong. So at ren zhong, or around the breath, or around the nose, we notice that the breath will take times to penetrate this area. Sometimes it will take longer times to pass through the area, but sometimes it will take shorter time to pass through the area. So that's we call it long breath and the short breath. Basically, it's not necessary go to measure it. We just know, oh, it take longer time, it take shorter time, that will be enough already. Okay, so may I know any, okay, is there anybody doing the long and short breath now? Probably. Okay, it is correct that sometimes it takes longer time to pass through here, sometimes the breath takes shorter time. It is true? Or all the same only?
I didn't really think about the time.
Oh.
But yeah.
But basically, is it all take same time to go in and out? Or actually they do some different? No, sometimes it's longer, sometimes shorter, right? Okay, so you should go to further this step, meaning to say that long and short breath. Okay, since I mean, if you are not in the counting, once you do the long and the short breath, you should be aware about this. Okay, why? Let's take a look. Okay, class. One thing I have to clarify that if let's say you are learning meditations, I think maybe like Eugene in the first class, you admit that you have go through a lot of maybe YouTube. Okay, learn. You can consider learn from various tradition or the teacher. But one thing be careful is sometimes the teacher. Every method is having their own style and their rules and regulation behind. Okay, for example, okay, if sometimes if you go to learn other method, they will say once you watch the breath, you follow the breath go in and follow the breath go out. Okay, well, you say it is right or wrong or not. I can't say it is wrong, but if let's say if you want to follow, like the Visuddhimagga as stated by the Visuddhimagga, then you shouldn't do like that. Okay, it's just like for example, you prepare an account. Okay, so you have to follow. If you prepare an account for the tax submission of Malaysia, you have to follow the SSAP in Malaysia. If let's say you bring some theory from Taiwan, some theory of accounting from America, we can't say it wrong, but the account will end up with something. You mess up with something. You know what I mean? Because whatever system, they have their way to form. They have their own order. So that's the reason why, preferably, if you choose this method, please learn it thoroughly. Because sometimes we notice some students that come, they mix the method. Then we don't know how to go further because you don't follow our Malaysian text. You submit me the text. How can I scrutinize it? Right? Not. So be careful. Basically, if let's say you learn a method, you have to know it's under what tradition and the step you just try to follow. Once you finish the whole thing, then you learn the different. That will be the best. If you haven't really understand the theory behind the Malaysian taxation, then you also go to learn the Singapore, and then you mix up the thing, or then you're confusing. Then later on you don't know what to follow. It's just like if you got sick, you go to try the Chinese medication and the Western medication. Okay, in Chinese medication they say, oh sorry, you can't eat durian. Then you will think, oh never mind. Western medication, they can eat anything. So at this moment, I will follow the Western medication rule. You think it's good or not? Do you think will you make the? Do you think will you make the treatment complicated? Possible, right? Because they will follow the Chinese way. They have their own way of some prohibitions, so that the medication can work well with your body. So they will say, oh, you can't eat durian. But since you want, no, I'm not mentioning using. Sorry. I just got an example. Sorry, using. I'm not mentioning you. So same. I prefer certain food, so I can't resist and say, oh, I follow the Western style because the Western can eat anything, no prohibition. So that's the thing. So preferably you have to make sure that what is your major in. What is your major in? And once you learn a major and a minor, make sure there's no contradiction. If there's a contradiction and you bring these two together, finally end up, you will be sacrificed. Okay? So you give it the point, waste your time and you end up learn nothing. Because both are contradicting. Okay, then next, let's take a look. Why we talk about the long and short breath? You see, according here, you see, okay, some is it take a longer time, is a shorter time. So they say, anyway, don't try to make the breath long and short. No need. And no need to label long and short. No need. Just be aware the breath being long and short. That will be enough. Okay? And just always in your touching point. Okay? Or touching point. Okay, if let's say you can make it for 1 or 2, 3 hours, and the nimitta should be appeared. What is nimitta? Okay, so we will explain to you further. But if let's say nimitta still doesn't arise, we go to the next step. Okay, so next step, Eugene, please hold breath. Please read it out.
The mediator should be aware of the whole breath continuously from the beginning to the end. You should not mentally label as beginning, middle, and end. But if you must label, then label such as in breath and out breath, or breathing in, breathing out only, and knowing the whole breath from the beginning to the end, which is touching at one place on the nostril or upper lip, without following it inside the body or outside. If the meditator is able to concentrate this in this manner for 1 or 2 hours, then the nimitta may arise. However, regardless of whether the nimitta arises or not, you should continue to next stage.
Oh yeah, please. Okay, finish highlight. So let's take a look. What does the mean of the a whole breath? Whole breath meaning to say that once the breath penetrate, once the breath passing through the touching point, okay, you have to know from the beginning until the end of the arrow, the red arrow. Okay, so that's we call it as whole breath. Can you tell me, whole breath is more subtle, or the long and the short breath is more subtle? Which is more subtle? You found that. Why no answer? Are you still in holiday? You see, for long and short breath, you see, the whole, you see, okay, so let's say this is the touching point, okay. So sometimes it takes longer time to finish, sometimes it takes shorter time to finish. Now the whole breath is the whole process from the beginning until the end. You have to know the whole process, you know it, you see? The whole process, you know it. So which one is more subtle? The method. The second, whole breath, right? Agree, the rest of you? Okay, SJ still thinking. Okay, yeah, sure lah. Logically, there must be the subtle at the back lah, right? I think yes, you can get it right, even though you don't know the logic behind. Right? Not we used to guess during exam work, right? So we use logic to guess. Basically, this is true. Okay, if that's the case, class, if you compare long breath and short breath and the counting breath, which is more subtle? Counting breath, long and short breath. Which one is more subtle? Okay, 2 people vote, the rest abstain. You are very upset to the present government, right? The choice is between either bad orange or the bad apple, so you don't want to choose either, you prefer remain abstain, am I right? Sorry, now you are not voting for the politics, now you are vote for this. So you see, why you have to know which is more subtle and which is more gross? The reason is, if let's say you found that your mental is very scattered, the mind is very scattered, preferably you can begin from the most gross manner, which is counting breath. Okay, if let's say today, you feel very calm, maybe like Enkyong after doing the spinning chakra, you feel your mind is very calm, so not necessary for you to begin from the counting breath. You may begin from the long and short breath. So for using, if let's say you are able, long and short breath, about 1 to 2 hours, you should be ready for the whole breath already. Because in whole breath, since the mind is getting more subtle, then you are waiting for the nimitta. Okay, again, what is the nimitta? Okay, yes, we're going to tell you, okay, in the coming. Let's take a look. Now we go to the mental wish. Okay. Yeah, Tiong Hao, please.
At this stage, you make a mental wish may my gross breath become. Gradually, the breath will become smooth, subtle, and calm by itself. You must not purposely make the breath calm or subtle. If you purposely make the breath calm, then gradually you will gasp for air and become tired. If the breath becomes subtle by itself and the mind is calm on it, most meditators, by the power of meditations, do not find the head, nose, or body, but there exists only the breath and the mind which is meditating on it. At that moment, you cannot find I or he. At that time, there is only the concentrated mind fixed on the breath. If the mind is calm and concentrated on it for an hour, then for that period isn't the connection of loka or worldly affairs being cut. It is. It becomes higher kusala or wholesomeness. This kusala becomes rather close to upachara samadhi or excess concentration due to presence effort in concentration and past pramada, the past good deeds. The nimitta may arise at this stage.
Okay, please continue on the nimitta.
Okay. The nimitta can appear to different people in different ways. It can look like a it can look like a white thread, a long white light, a star, a cloud, or white cotton wool. It can appear to some as covering the whole face, or like the sun or the moon, or a pearl or ruby. It appears to different people in different way because it is produced by perception. So I'm not sure. Even though anapanasati is only one meditation subject, it can produce various types of nimitta depending on individual perception. The breath may become smoky gray color in the beginning. At the time, if you maintain your mind calmly on the breath, only then will the breath and the smoke color become one without any difference. When the nimitta is grayish smoke color, it is the parikama nimitta at parikama samadhi stage. If it becomes white like a heap of cotton, this nimitta is called ugaha nimitta. It becomes quite high. If this white ugata nimitta is stable, the meditator must try to make the mind calm and concentrate on it.
Okay, thank you so much. SJ, please.
At this stage in trying to do so, you should not pay attention on the color of the nimitta, but pay attention on it as just the nimitta. For example, there is a cup full of water. A pearl is placed in it. Like this example, just sink the mind into the nimitta. Do not investigate. It is not necessary to investigate as anicca, dukkha, anatta. It is not necessary to investigate whether it is hot or cold, hard or soft, and not necessary to pay attention on the color of the nimitta. One needs to try to make the mind calm and concentrate on the nimitta only. If he tries so, the nimitta will change from the white stage to the very brilliant stage, like planet Venus. Such a nimitta is called Patibhaga nimitta. If the Patibhaga nimitta is attained, try to make the mind calm and concentrated on it. If the mind is calm and concentrated on the nimitta for 1 or 2 hours, most meditators can easily discern the jhana factor if they reflect on them at that time.
Okay, thank you so much. Please highlight the point. Lighting, if you finish, please thumb up. So we go to the next page. How come I send the same set of notes and Young Lighting have to highlight the point, but using and also Eugene and Tiong no need to do? How come? On the mic using, please.
When they read, I highlight the moment they read.
Oh, no wonder lah. So you are doing multitasking lah. You're doing multitasking. Okay, finish living. Yeah, thank you. Let's take a look. First of all, we talk about the mental wish. Mental wish means what? It means you should wish that my gross breath come. Okay, so we need to say that. Okay, once you go to the whole breath, if let's say nimitta still doesn't arise, you have to make a mental wish. Okay, once you just keep on telling yourself that, oh, hopefully my breath will turn smooth. We don't control it, but just use the mental. And it will come out. I mean, the result the outcome will accordingly appear. And from mental wish, basically, the nimitta will appear. What does that mean, nimitta? Let's take a look. For those who do the meditation, there will be something that will appear in your mind. For somebody, it's very easy will appear, but for somebody, it will take longer times. The image appeared, it's just like a spotlight in front of you, okay? And it could be look like cotton, it could be look like the cloud, it could be look like the ruby, it could be look like a smoke, and it could be look like a cobwebs, and it could be look like the sun, okay? Why? It's due to the different perception. This is the reason why we will prohibit the people with the schizophrenia to join the one-day retreat. Because for us, we interpret it as a nimitta. And the nimitta have the different stages. Nimitta is not the hallucination. It appears it's due to the power of your samadhi. Once you reach to the, for somebody, maybe in the counting breath and also the long and short breath, the nimitta appear already. Basically, the shape of the nimitta for anapanasati is uncertain because the object itself is uncertain. And usually it appears in the front far from you in a gray color in the beginning. We call it as a parikama nimitta. It's a preparatory nimitta. But I mean, the more you concentrate, the nimitta will get closer to you, closer to you, closer to you. and it will get brighter and brighter, brighter and brighter. And finally, the nimitta will come and merge together with your breath. At that time, the breath itself is the nimitta. The nimitta itself is the breath. So this is, we call it as Patipaka nimitta. Basically, once the nimitta haven't reached to the Patipaka nimitta, we don't go to observe it. Meaning to say that even though the nimitta appears at the front, it looks beautiful, it looks funny, but don't go to play with it. Don't play it, don't observe it, just observe your breath. Because your breath, the concentration is the cause, and the nimitta is the effect. If you observe the cause, even with the better concentration, and it will getting brighter and brighter, finally become transparent and close to you. But if let's say you go to watch the nimitta, then the nimitta, because this is the outcome, immediately it will gone. Because the cause is here. You don't. Since you don't observe the cause, but instead you go to observe the outcome, finally the outcome itself will disappear. Because the outcome appeared is because due to the concentration. You see it now? Okay. Since the nimitta is not the hallucination, so you may create the nimitta by yourself. If let's say maybe you got schizophrenia or somewhat, so this is the reason why in order to make ourselves without confusing, we don't let the people with the schizophrenia or the depression to join the one-day retreat class, especially for this. So the nimitta with the different stages, and please, maybe the beginning, you will be surprised by it. For certain people, they can get it very easily. For certain people, they can quite hard to get it. If you get a nimitta easily and it appears for you, you can even play with it. You can enlarge it, you can shrink it, but you are prohibited to do so. The reason is, it might gone. Once the nimitta gone, it's very difficult for you to get it back. The nimitta is so crucial. Why? For Visuddhimagga, it described like a womb. It's like a fetus in the womb of the mother. You have to carry it. You have to take care of it carefully. If there's an abortion, it will hurt you. If the nimitta gone, it's quite hard for you to recover it back. The cause of the nimitta disappeared can be many reasons. Firstly, maybe you play with the nimitta. Second, maybe you use your nimitta to do the healing. Some people use it because the mind power. So they use the mind power to heal people for sickness. Or maybe they use it to change the ghost. The ghost, yes, it's probably. But if let's say if you use it without achieving mature of the nimitta, then it may burst out. Just easily. And this is also the reason why during the one-day retreat, you are prohibited from talking, because talking itself also will jeopardize the nimitta. Okay, so class, any question regarding this nimitta? The nimitta is so important. The reason is, without the nimitta, you can't go to the jhana. So this is why the Lama Kudru, I expect he possessed the nimitta. He got a nimitta, and the nimitta is so strong, and he can fully absorb in the nimitta. This is the reason why the person who fully absorbed in the nimitta and reached the first jhana, the eye faculty, ear faculty, nose, tongue faculty will temporarily malfunction. Why? Because the mind is totally absorbed in your nimitta already. The nimitta is appear in your mind, though. It's in your mind. It's just like in your brain, you see. So all the faculty will stop function temporarily. So this is the reason why the people after the meditation, suddenly the faculty, it seems the faculty cannot functioning as normal. It takes time to get it normal. So if let's say you can really go to that state, preferably you don't drive your car so soon. I worry you drive your car and you basok longkang because you're still blur. Your mind is always in the nimitta. Well, that's possible. So actually here in RD, we got some students, they can meditate up to 3 hours. The best student, we got 2 can meditate so nice. So they are ready for the jungle forest just to go to deeper, hopefully to develop the nimitta and ready to go to the jhana. Basically, the nimitta with the mature nimitta, about 3 hours, and it can appear in a very short time, and you are about in the first jhana. Yes, Yuzik, any question?
No, I think, I don't know, maybe sometime when I meditate, I maybe can see the, like, as you say, a very cloudy light, and then when I feel calm, I just stop. I didn't go further.
You should go further. Why you waste it? You shouldn't further, because not many people can persist. A lot of jungle forest monk, they meditate for years, just wait for a nimitta, and yet you don't go to look after it, but you don't know lah. Okay. Yeah. So basically, the attitude of the meditation. Sometimes we say, just whatever you see, don't bother it. It is right in certain extent, but it might not right for the whole way. Because once the nimitta incorporate together with your breath, you need to set that it show the maturity on end of the nimitta, and you are ready for the first jhana. Once you go to the first jhana, you are ready. Maybe next step. Okay, once you reach the jhana, you are about in the next step of the vipassana. So I say using probably is something where you stop here because you don't know how to go further. Okay, so this is where you can go further if you are ready. For some people, maybe the past life they are the deva, or maybe past life they are the monk or yogi. Basically, this type of people, they can gain back the nimitta easily, very easy, to recover it back. Okay, but anyway, you have to try it out first. Okay, basically, nimitta itself it is not recognizable for all tradition, even though in Theravada itself. Okay, so basically, I think in Theravada now the most popular meditation tradition, let's say maybe the representative is about 5 or 6, half of a dozen. I think maybe just only 2 traditions recognize the nimitta only. The rest they don't recognize. So if they don't recognize, they won't use it as a stop, as a, how to say, they won't use it as the, how to say, 就是不承认它作为修行过程的一个指标啊。So using how to translate
I think it's don't use it as standard for measurement.
They don't use it as a signboard to picture your progress, to show your progress. They don't use it. But for those who recognize it, yes, it does. So using 要记得相关的第一个就泡禅师的 tradition， 第二个是阿姜 Brahma Wangso 的 tradition， 这两个是承认的。Okay, these 2 traditions they are strong. How to say? They are very emphasized on nimitta. No nimitta, no jhana. So no nimitta, nothing. Yes, and Kyung.
What is nimitta in 华文？
华文禅相。Okay, so I write down, let you copyright.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem. 禅相。Now this is the word. See, number 6.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, if let's say the nimitta appeared, it's not like a spotlight which is steady. It's just like playing around, going around. Well, it will appear only when your mind is calm, but this is not a nimitta. It is produced by your mind. According to the Abhidhamma, our mind is able to produce materiality. That's we call nama rupa to rupa. Well, once our mind is samadhi, it will be able to produce the materiality. And if we go to analyze, to the subtle part of the materiality, we call it as kalapa. So the elements consist of the kalapa would be, the kalapa consists of the element of earth, water, fire, wind. Okay, 地水火风色. Okay, sex, the sex, fragrance, food, 地水火风色香味食宿 民法民根 ，OK, etc. Okay, well, there's one of the element we call it as a color in the nimitta. The color of nimitta, I mean, they will produce the color. The color itself will show the color. So once the color accumulations, you will see the light. Okay, if let's say your mind is not steady, the light will be like dancing in front of you. It is correct by yourself, and your mind is not stable. If your mind is stable, the nimitta will be stable. Just there only. It will be stable and stronger and closer to you. That is the right nimitta. Okay. If let's say the light appeared, is dancing, is covering you, well, that is not the nimitta, but it is the symptom for the samadhi. But what you want, okay, the outcome you expect is the nimitta itself, but not the light which is dancing or like a star there. No, it's not. This is not something you are expecting. So you just keep on watching your breath. Okay, finally everything will just, returns become stagnant. Okay, and will be steady. Then also we'll go to the transparency. It returns to transparent. So that is something we are expecting. Okay, any questions, some more? This is a thing which you roughly experienced, right?
Yeah, I mainly I think the early stage lah. So I when I reach there, I feel very calm. Then I just stop most of the time.
So you try to go further or using just do it since you know that already. Just go further. Okay, if let's say your nimitta turns very well. What to do is about jhana. First jhana. Okay, but before so how to understand the jhana? I think the Lama Kudru is the case to show that the person who is in the jhana. Okay, so the body will be very quiet and the mind will be highly absorbed in the nimitta. So before you reach to the first jhana, basically you reach a stage, we call it as excess concentration. Excess concentration is something is very close to the jhana, and the manifestations is that you feel that the body almost disappeared. If you meditate until the body sounds disappeared, meaning to say that you are in excess concentration. That is the signboard for that. Okay, got it? So no need to worry. If you one day you meditate until the whole body disappears, no need to worry. But we have to tell you, without the knowledge, you're scared. How come suddenly I disappeared, right? But so far, no people die due to meditation because disappearing of the body, or they see the tiger during the meditation. No worry, it never happened before. Or they scared themselves only. But you have to know your mind are able to create many things. So that's why the deeper stages you go, you need an experienced teacher to guide you. So that to avoid, you will fall trap and playful by your own mind. Our mind is a very great master to play ourselves. Okay, so you have to know Dharma lah. Okay, so now I go through to the terminologies again. Okay, let's take a look. You see so by the power meditation, do not find the head, nose, or the body. Okay, then cannot find I or he. Yes, during this moment, maybe you cannot find this thing. Okay, well, just I mentioned that excess concentration means upachara samadhi. Okay. To be precise, what does it mean? Okay, and Pyong, how do you say that you have reached earthy vihara? And Pyong, Lai Ping visit me just one day before, right? You visit me. Okay. So how do you say that you have reached earthy? And Kyung?
Come again, Sifu. Come again.
No. Okay. How do you say that you have reached earthy?
How do I say I have reached earthy?
Is there something wrong with my English, right? Okay. Using 这样子讲如何证明你已经到了earthy
how do you prove that you have reached earthy?
More simple. Okay, so simple. Okay, how to prove that you have reached earthy?
How to prove? Yeah, I saw you there. So it's proof that I'm the right place, right?
Okay. You saw me, you haven't reached yet. Okay. I think the definition is supposed to be the gate. Am I right?
The green color, the green color building.
Then you reach
the green color building.
Not just seeing the signboard, not just me. You have to
Yeah, of course.
go into the gate. Okay. But okay, let's say you haven't stepped inside the gate, so you are outside the gate. Meaning to say that you are about to reach already. Am I right? You are just about to reach, just maybe a little bit, then you go in. So that is the access concentration. Access concentration is about to the first jhana, but not the first jhana. You have to work a little bit harder to go to the first jhana. Okay. So if let's say you already okay, now we go to nimitta first. Let's take a look. Okay, different people with a different way. Okay, with a different perception. Okay. Then you see, it's a different color. We have three terminologies: parigama nimitta, uga nimitta, and also finally, Yes. Any question? Yes. Parigama nimitta, ugaha nimitta. Okay. Then the last one is the padibaga nimitta. You got three terminologies regards the nimitta. Okay. So the padibaga nimitta is the best. You see, at this stage, try not to pay attention to the color. You see, don't see the color. Don't go to do the investigate. Okay. Don't go to check whether it's a hot or cold, hard or soft. Okay. If let's say you go to check the hard, the cold and soft, you go to the method, we call it as 4 elements. You go to discern the 4 elements. It's another meditation method. See or not? So during the meditation, the definition is very close and it is quite subtle. This is the reason why you have to go to the retreat in order to learn. And the teacher must, he will interview you to check whether you do it correct or not. Because once you meditate from one step to another step, some symptoms will show it. So you have to check whether you get it correct or not. If after long term, the symptom doesn't show, so must be something wrong in some way. Okay, then next we go is, okay. Now it's a nimitta for 1 or 2 hours. Most meditators easily to discern the jhana. Yes, you are about to reach the jhana already. Okay, so there's 5 jhana factors, the knowledge which you must possess. Okay, Lighting, can you please read through it? 5 jhana factors.
Five jhana factors are appearance, vitaka, initial application of mind. It is the applying of the mind on the object, the anapanasati nimitta. Vichara, sustained application of mind, the continuous sustaining of the mind on the anapanasati nimitta. Piti, joy, looking for the object. Anapanasati nimitta. Sukha, pleasure feeling of happiness associated experiencing the anapanasati nimitta. Ekagata, one-pointedness of mind on the anapanasati nimitta.
Okay, thank you so much. Please highlight the point. Okay, finish struggling. Okay, so class, this is we call it as the 5 jhana factor. Okay, what does it mean of the jhana factor? Basically, jhana factor, there is a mental factor which will arise in our heart. If I ask you a question, I would like to ask you a question that where is the mind? Do you think? Where is the location of your mind? It is in your heart or it is in your brain. If you say, I feel so sad, you will hold this place, oh, I feel so sad. Or you will hold, oh, I'm so sad. Right? Now, this is the question. So second, okay, once you say, oh, I got some hallucination, I saw something, you see the thing is in your brain or it is in your heart. Okay, we say you got some habitual, you found that the habit is in your brain or is in your heart. So basically, who are you actually? Is your brain or is your heart? Heart is number 1. Brain is number 2. Mixture is number 3. Please choose. Okay, number 3 win. Okay, yeah, this is true. Okay, okay. Have I ever shown you the video clip regards to electromagnetic from the heart? Did I show you all? Yeah, I show you all, right? The electromagnetic from the heart is 1,000 times the brain. They got 2 types of magnetic. One is the electromagnetic. One more is what magnetic? I don't know. I forgot already. So the heart is 1,000 times. So this is the reason why in Abhidhamma, during the meditation experience, they noticed that most of our mind appeared with the support of the heart. This is through the meditation way. But of course, we wouldn't deny the brain. Why we understand that the brain function well is due to the MRI scanning, especially to the stroke patient. Because a stroke patient, there will be some stuck with the different part of the brain, and the stroke with the different part of the brain will cause a disability from different part of the body. So from there, the doctor are able to decipher that the secret of the function of the brain, which part of the brain relates to which part of our function of the body, like language, okay, like hearing, okay, like smelling. Yeah, that's a different part of the body. Like here is we call it as temporal lobe. Is respond to the sound. Okay, so the occipital lobe at the back here is respond to our visual. This is the auditory. This is the visual function, all right? And the smell is somewhere here, okay? So meaning to say that when the brain damage, so the particular organ will partly damage too, or partly damaged, the function will be partly damaged or wholly damaged. So that is how why we say that the brain is really related. But why you vote for the heart? Because you can find that sometimes heart, it seems can think now. You felt that it seems that but basically we can't say that I think with my brain or my heart. Sometimes it's quite hard to say so, right? It seems like a mixture combination. I think this is true because you see why. Okay, we believe reincarnation, right? Reincarnation meaning to say that we will carry forward our past life memory from one life to this life. But we don't carry our brains for reincarnation. It is correct. You even don't carry your heart to the reincarnation, right? But where does the memory retain? So in Buddhism, we call it as alaya, the consciousness which is retained in our alaya, the eighth consciousness. So eighth consciousness play roles for reincarnation, and it will redeem the past life images for the past many lives. All is there. That is the Pandora box. If you open it, you can go to see all your past life, all your present life, all your future life, all the karma. The scripture of the karma has been written there and by you. So that's why people check. If you want to go in, you must reach the jhana, because the jhana is the space without time and also without space. So from there, present, now, and the future, all is happen concurrently. If you get the skill to retrieve the past, the past information, so that is the psychic to know the past. If you are able to retrieve the data for the future life, it's the psychic of ability to read, to understand people's future life. If you're able to get the information to see whatever happened in the mass, you need to say it's a clairvoyance, because in jhana, no space, no time. Once there's no space, meaning to say that I can go to Mars anytime, I can go to Mercury anytime, I can even go to the hell anytime, I even want wherever I want to see and hear, also I can. So that's we call it telepathy, clairvoyance, all is developed based on the jhana. Wonderful, huh? But the jhana actually is the tool. Huh? We use the tool for vipassana, and the vipassana is our real destination, because the vipassana will guide us to nibbana. Nibbana is the real thing. But all this type of thing is very, how to say, it's common things, it's common phenomena, and basically most of the people are quite curious for it. Of course, we call it as abhyana, because this is a quite exceptional knowledge. Abhyana is very spatial knowledge, which is which is out of our normal faculty. Yes, Uncle.
Sifu, one question for you. It's quite tough. So you have reached jhana already?
Oh, okay. Well, basically, we don't ask people this question. The reason, yeah. No, I have to tell you. Basically, because of the jhana. Yeah, it's just like a saving of the people. Basically, we don't simply disclose to the people whether how much money we are having in our saving. And in our rule and regulation, basically in the past, once people disclose the jhana, especially for monk, the purpose is to attract more people to offer them. Okay, if let's say you admit that, oh, I got the jhana, all people are basically people that prefer offer the people who attain the jhana, and they don't offer the people without any attainment. So it makes finally end up no people go to support the monk who doesn't attain the jhana, or even the psychic, or even the vipassana. So that's the reason why we are prohibited from telling the people that, oh, what is our attainment, or whether we are able to see this or not. So we are prohibited from telling that. Okay. So basically,
understood.
Yeah. Well, basically, how do we know? Because we will talk to our teacher, and we have our colleague. So colleague with the same level, so they will talk. So using the same for you, your nimitta, your state, preferably you don't go to just simply tell people. First, people don't know what is it. Second, if people know, because this is your secret actually, it's your private and confidential. So you see, the rest, you all know his attainment, so better don't tell, because it can go further and further, and it also can drop. It can drop also. Jhana can go up and also can drop. Okay, but this is a secret. The reason is, okay, I think because sometimes you will have a lot of trouble. The more people to know it, the more trouble you have basically. Just like once Ankyong, I know you got billion ringgit and you turn all become a banknote, put in your house, then you'll be in trouble. So better you keep secret, because the more people know, the more trouble you are. You know or not? Because different people have a different interpretation. Some people, they see you, or maybe they see you saying, you say you got nimitta, but the way I see you, you don't look like, you like to learn very much, how come you got nimitta? They will say so, you know. And also same, they say, oh, Ankyong, the way you see you look so broken, you say you are a millionaire, I don't believe. You see, it's not necessary for us to prove it. Okay, so get it, Ankyong. So regards the attainment of the jhana, the ability
got it.
To see the thing, all this is considered private confidential. If let's say you inborn that ability, you have to look for the teacher to guide you how to control your power in the first place. If you cannot control your power, you will end up as a devastation and disastrous. Of course, what? Do you think happy you can read people's mind? Okay, if let's say Enkyong, Liping suddenly he tell you, oh, I know you got 5 bank account. One is the public bank got 200K, one is the main bank 300K. So Liping and see you saying, oh, you got 3 bank account. He can tell you. Then you want to make friends with him. Immediately you want to run away, right? Not. Oh, I think that's a burden to make friends who can read your mind. I don't think it is funny. Am I right? Do you want to make friends with people who are able to read your mind? I don't think it's good, because sometimes we need some secret. Even though we hate somebody, we hide it. It's our secret. Am I right? Even though as the husband and wife, you need some room, but now no room already. You can just see everything thoroughly, nakedly. No good. So better you just keep quiet with all this special ability, because usually people will get frightened over you. I think I mean before the population. How to say? Before the adventurer getting famous, there's also one series of the film regards the people with a specialty, right? Right. All right. What's the name of the series of the movie? X-Men.
X-Men.
X-Men, a series, right? I roughly go through one or two. To show. It's quite same. They are suffer. They don't happy with the special ability, and basically it is our control for them. So you must be able to control. If you inborn got the ability, like let's say you can see the being, or then the being say hello to you, how to respond. All this is how should I put it? This is a part of the religions. You can't exclude it. It is a normal part of the religions. And of course, there's a demon, and also they got the gong tao. All this is a real one. Also got force. If the real one you get it, so you need people who are able to see this and who are able to use the mantra to settle the problem. So this is other part of religions. Okay. If you want to know more about it, join the Dharma class. I will talk more in the Dharma class. Don't miss it. Yeah, okay. So primarily I tell you this. So basically in our temple, because in my temple, we are not just do the academic study only. No, we also do meditation, we do the qigong, and we chant the mantra. Basically, if you go to run these three types of thing, you will attract this type of people to come one. Who are sensitive to energy, because you involved, they are involved. So you attract them to come. So my place are basically people that they are capable in both sometimes. Good in theory, good in meditation. Some they are good in maybe one of the aspect, and some are good in other aspect. Okay, so come and make friends. Okay. So anyone is quite curious with all this type of psychic, this type of thing, can you put up your hand? Or are you dream of having it? No, because I already said it is suffer by having it, right? You got an answer already, huh? Okay, huh? Anyway, if let's say you wish you are aiming for as a bodhisattva, you must possess psychic, so that you can help people efficiently. Right now, I want to help you. I can read your mind. Of course, I can help you in a more efficient way, especially if I guide you in the meditation. Am I right? Because you can know Buddha. Why Buddha is the best teacher? Because he is able to see the past numerous life of the people, and even he can know what he did in the past numerous life. So meaning to say that you can guide him with the sufficient data and information to guide the people, to help the people. Okay, so this is something we talk about that. Now we go to the 5. Once we talk about the 5 jhana factors, meaning to say that this is our mental factors. All these factors appear in your heart. The heart will support it. Okay, so there's a different 5. There's a 5 jhana factor. One is we call it a vitaka. Vitaka means what? It's the initial applications. Meaning to say that once your mind, once this is your, how to say, I should pray. Okay, this is a touching point. Okay, if let's say this is a touching point. Okay, notice your nimitta. Okay, so once you start to place your attention into it, so we call it as vitaka. So this is a nimitta. You pay attention and you sustain observing it. So we call it as a application, sustaining. So this we call it as vichara. All right. So once you are able to sustain it, observing an object, you will get the joy. So we call it as a piti. Okay, you will piti. You will like it very much. You will like it because you are able to concentrate. When you get the light can be enhanced, become the joy. So the joy, piti sukha. Sukha is the fourth of the mental factor. At that time, you will find the one-pointedness. Your mind seems merged together as your meditation object. So you will find that it seems the nimitta is you, and you are the nimitta. And you, so that we call it as a one-pointedness. That is this 5 mental factors, they will be fully developed once you reach the first jhana. In order to scrutiny that you reach the first jhana, you have to check the existence and the formation of the 5 jhana anga factor in your heart. So that is the step. Okay, you have to go to check it. And before you reach the first jhana, they are developing stage. They are in the developing stage before, in the excess concentration. Once it's fully developed, it will demonstrate it together with the nimitta, and you can experience it. And basically, some people, once they reach the first jhana, because first jhana is the level where the Dewa dwell, okay? So some are able to see some Dewa. So no need to surprise, but not everybody. Some they are able to see the Dewa. That even can communicate because your level is the same with them. But at the same time, maybe you will dislike human because our human is very disgusting. Our body, our communication problem. We still have to eat. It's very gross. Lifestyle is very gross, you see. But for the first jhana, you no need to eat. For the first jhana, the Dewa, they don't. Their eye and the nose and the tongue. You can't find any nervous system in their tongue and the mouth because they don't need to eat. They get the joy, from just now we mentioned the piti sukha. The piti sukha itself is the food for them. It's their stable food. For us as a human, we are still very gross because we have to buy the food, we have to cook and chew, we have to wash the plate. All this is not necessary for the Deva. So maybe SJ Libing, if you fed up for the homework, so maybe be born as a Deva, so no need to do all this stuff, chores. Okay, get it? So using, do you have ambitions to reach the first jhana after the elaboration?
Thinking about it, but actually from what I see is theoretically is either is your mind controlling you or you controlling your mind.
Controlling you? No. The first jhana is more than the control. First jhana is the state actually. But if let's say you reach the first jhana, the moment you die, you won't reborn as to the animal, to the hell, to the ghost. You wouldn't be reborn to the woeful state. So I think let me explain all this in the Dharma class. Also, please all join because I can't finish all this thing in this class. This class is just for the beginning only. Okay, just join the class. We explain at that part. The more complete theory. Okay, so that is the 5 jhana anga factor. All right. So class, maybe I would like to give you just 20 seconds. Please memorize this 5 terminology will be enough. Okay, please memorize. Include the meaning, the definition. Include the definition. So just 3 minutes to memorize the whole thing, please. Maybe just repeat that 3 to 5 times will be okay. Huh? Put up your hand if finished. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we go to the next section. We call it as what? 5 kind of the mastery. Okay, so please read through it. Yeah.
5 kinds of mastery. 1. Mastery in adverting. 2. Mastery in attaining, being able to enter jhana whenever you wish to. 3. Mastery of resolve, being able to stay in jhana for as long as you determine to stay. 4. Mastery of emerging, being able to emerge from the jhana at the time you determine to emerge. 5. Mastery in reviewing.
Okay, thank you. Please highlight the point. Okay. Okay, so we got the 5 mastery here. Let's take a look. Okay, I mean within the 5 mastery, I think I just wish to explain mastery in attaining, resolve, and also emerging. Review and everything we explain in our maybe a meditation class, advanced meditation class. Okay, so what does it mean? Mastery in attaining. You see, a mastery in attaining class. If you are in the first jhana, you will be able, once you're able to attain to the first jhana, basically you have to train for the mastery. Mastery means what? Meaning to say that when you want to attain jhana, whenever you can just attain it. So that is the one of the mastery. Okay, it's like a freedom. When you want to go, you go, no matter the location, no matter the time. Then second is the mastery of the how should I put it? I forgot the terminology. Let's see. The secondly is about mastery in of resolving. A mastery of resolving meaning to say that if let's say before you sit, you go to watch the clock. You say, oh, now it's a 3. I wish to emerge from the jhana. I wish to stay in the jhana for 1 hour. Then you go in meditate. So after 1 hour, exactly the time you will emerge from the jhana. Exactly. Well, this is nothing new. It just looks like biological clock. I remember during my primary school time, we used to wake up in the early morning 3 to 4 for exam preparation. Even without any clock, we can wake up exactly the time. Anyone experience this? Put up your hand. Using God. Okay, you see, so this is the biological clock. If let's say we are just normal human, we are able to time the biological clock. Of course, the jhana, it's stronger, and it is nothing new for them. For those who attain the jhana, have this type of ability. So this is the second stage. And also the Qigong also same. If you come to join the Qigong class, once you go to the advanced stage, you can just do the timing for yourself. 1 hour, 2 hours, then exactly you will stop at that time. So that's we call it mastery of the hold on, I forgot. Mastery of, what's the name? A mastery resolve, yes. Okay. So the last one is the mastery of emerge. So emerge meaning to say that you are able to emerge from the jhana, okay, when you want, okay, okay. So well, historically, we can find some figure, okay, or some monk who have, who attain the jhana and they are popular until now. So this is the one. His name is Guangqing Lao Hesang. You're still able to find his temple in Taiwan. According to some records, he was able to attain jhana for 1 month. 1 month. Just into the jhana 1 month. And then there's other monk, Hong Yi Da Shi, come to use the to make him emerge from the jhana. I think I remember 1 month or at least 20 days. Really 20 days, no, without any food consumption and drinking any water. Okay, so he is the Guangqing Lao Hesang. He just passed away in 1980 something only, quite recently. If you go to Taiwan, you can visit his temple and you can pray to his Sharila. And it's very energetic, very energetic. Okay, so second, as you can still see the monk who is we call it as a Xu Lao Hesang. Okay, Xu Lao Hesang. Okay, Xu Lao Hesang is the teacher of the Zen school. It's very famous and very renowned. And his age, and he's quite lifelong. He is able to reach the age of about 100 something. Okay, well, he is able to attain to the meditation also about 7 days. I remember in Bangkok for fundraising. He hoped to do some for fundraising, and he reached Penang before. He come to Penang before. Penang before. Okay, according his we call it as a biography. 对吗？ Using 他的个人生平著作 biography. According his biography. Okay, you can go and flip through it. 虚老和尚年谱. Okay, anyone can comprehend Mandarin? Please put your hand. Mandarin. You can read Mandarin. 中文 SJN. Using you can't read lah. Or
50% to 60%.
60-70%. Yeah, what a waste. Okay, because in China, Mahayana, if you're able to read, you can go to discover this thing lah. But for Eugene and Tianhao, never mind. You can go through the Theravada one. I recommend you the Theravada lah. Since you are unable to read the Chinese. So this is the monk who also quite famous for the jhana. Let me see first the name. Ajahn Brahma. Ajahn Brahma Wamso. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, he's the one. I think he told people that his past life is from the Brahma according to his teacher. So his teacher named him as Ajahn Brahma Wamso. He is a Westerner, and now he is still quite famous and popular. Okay, basically his Dharma talk will be very crowded. Hundreds of people will flock into the hall just to listen to his Dharma talk. Very famous.
You like to tell jokes, Sifu?
He's famous for the joke. So he is not the Abhidhamma monk. Basically, my teacher, we are more Abhidhamma, we are more serious. We crack less joke. But I think Ajahn Brahm, the whole section is the joke. And you'll be very happy. You can feel his metta. He is not a very, how should I put it? 不是那种很重视规则的人。How should I put it? Using English.
We don't follow the tradition. I think not really like constrained by rules and regulations.
Yeah. Not very conservative. They are more progressive. They're more progressive. Not very conservative. I think I'm a semi-conservative, semi-progressive. I'm still very semi. Not very total open. No, I don't think so. You get it? Okay. So there's something you can look in. If you want to look for the elderly monk, using as anything.
I think for beginner for meditation, he do write a book on meditation. Anybody who are English educated can get the book as a guide, I think.
Yeah. So, okay, yes, and then one more quite famous, I mean the jhana, it should be Ajahn. Ajahn. Or M-U-N should be correct. Yes, he's the one, Ajahn. This is Ajahn. Yeah, you will notice that his eye is very sharp. Okay, because he is quite famous in doing the foulness contemplation. So it will end up the eye is very sharp, more on the wisdom type people. Ajahn. If you prefer the story, also you can read through from Ajahn Chah. Ajahn Chah, I mean, because we have a variety of we have a huge variety of the Dharma master. Some they prefer very technical, some they prefer story. So Ajahn, I think Ajahn Brahm inherit from his teacher Ajahn Chah, who is very good storyteller. So if you prefer story, have to go through it. Okay, but if you prefer the more how to say more technical things, you have to go to Abhidhamma, my teacher, and you can join my Abhidhamma class also. Okay, so that is the something. Okay, I think 5 mastery. Well, I think that's for the class of today. Any questions? No. Okay, so tomorrow, next lesson will be the last lesson. Let me check first.